August 1977. America stands between two worlds. Watergate's shadow still lingers. Disco pulses from every radio. Star Wars has just opened, showing audiences futures they can barely imagine. And in strip malls across Akron, Topeka, Jacksonville, unglamorous landscapes of asphalt and fluorescent light, something is about to shift. RadioShack is everywhere. 7,000 stores nationwide. Wood paneling, glass cases filled with batteries, walkie-talkies, CB radios. The CB craze is at its peak. Everyone wants a handle, wants to talk to truckers, wants to feel connected. This is retail in 1977. Printed catalogs, face-to-face transactions, the tactile world before digital. 3 computers are about to launch. The Apple II, the Commodore PET, the TRS-80 Model 1. Only one has 7,000 stores ready to sell it. Only one can reach the dentist in Tulsa, the hardware store owner in Portland, the church secretary in Atlanta. Distribution, it turns out, will matter more than anyone expects. August 3rd, 1977. The TRS-80 appears in those 7,000 stores, $599.95. Not cheap, a significant investment for a family, a small business. RadioShack's projection, 3,000 units for the entire first year. Conservative, cautious, reasonable, given that no one really knows what these machines are for. By December, 10,000 sold. 6-week back orders, the projection tripled. The Apple II and Commodore PET are technically sophisticated, perhaps superior in certain specifications, but they exist in a handful of computer stores, hobby shops, scattered locations. The TRS-80 is everywhere. Ubiquity becomes destiny. By 1978, the numbers tell the story. 100,000 TRS-80s sold. Apple Secu, 35,000. Commodore PET, even fewer. RadioShack outsells both competitors combined, not through superior technology, through presence, through being where people already shop, where they already trust, where they already go for batteries on Saturday morning. Who is buying these machines? Not the teenage hackers in garages that later mythology will celebrate. Dentists, hardware store owners, church secretaries, people with practical problems, appointment scheduling, inventory management, membership roles, accounting, the unglamorous infrastructure of American small business. By 1980, 40% of TRS-80 sales go to small businesses. Not hobbyists, not enthusiasts, businesses solving daily operational problems. VisiCalc spreadsheets replacing ledger books, inventory programs tracking stock, patient record systems replacing filing cabinets. The computer revolution happening not in university labs but in strip malls. 200,000 TRS-80s in use by 1979, the world's best-selling personal computer. A generation learning to solve problems without corporate IT departments, without consultants, without permission. Democratization through distribution. The future spreading through the most ordinary channels imaginable. A culture emerges. User group meetings in library basements. Topeka, Fresno, Wilmington. Hundreds of American cities. People who have never programmed before, gathering to share discoveries, to help each other debug, to figure out this new world together. Not Silicon Valley. Everywhere else. January 1980. 80 Micro magazine launches. Within months, 200,000 monthly circulation. Every issue filled with basic programs to type in, line by line. The ritual. Type the code, debug the inevitable errors, feel the satisfaction when it finally runs. Learning by doing. Mastery through persistence. The aesthetic of this moment. Beige cases, green phosphor glow in dim rooms, the mechanical symphony of dot matrix printers, the smell of warm electronics, the texture of plastic keys, the weight of floppy disks. A physical relationship with technology that will soon become obsolete, but for now feels like the future. This DIY culture connects to something larger. 1977 to 1983. Deregulation, small business optimism, the erosion of corporate lifetime employment. People sensing they need new skills, new independence. The TRS-80 becomes a tool of self-reliance, pride in mastering complexity without formal training, without institutional support. July 1980. RadioShack launches 2 new computers simultaneously. The TRS-80 Model 3, $699, redesigned for professional appearance, shedding the hobbyist aesthetic. And the color computer, $399, targeting homes, competing with Commodore and Atari in the emerging home market. The Model 3 sells 600,000 units. The peak. By 1982, RadioShack's computer division generates $466 million, 20% of Tandy Corporation's total revenue. In 5 years, computers transformed from experiment to core business. Over 1 million TRS-80s sold across all models. America's first mass-market computer user base. RadioShack seems positioned to dominate personal computing indefinitely. The distribution network, the brand recognition, the installed base, the momentum. Everything points toward continued success, but the ground is already shifting. Standards are about to change everything. August 12, 1981. The IBM PC launches, 35,000 units in 4 months, despite prices starting higher than the TRS-80. The name matters. IBM carries weight that RadioShack's brand cannot match. Business legitimacy shifts overnight. The letters IBM on a computer means something different than RadioShack. RadioShack's proprietary architecture, once an advantage, ensuring customers bought software and peripherals from RadioShack, becomes a liability. The industry standardizes around IBM PC compatibility. Clone manufacturers proliferate. The open architecture that RadioShack avoided becomes the winning strategy. The walls close in. RadioShack innovation continues. April 1983, the Model 100 Portable, the first popular laptop. Journalists love it. War correspondents carry it. 8-hour battery life, full-size keyboard, instant on, a genuine breakthrough. But the Model 4, launching the same month at $1999 to $29.99, struggles with compatibility. By 1983, RadioShack's market share drops to 15%. IBM compatibles proliferate. The distribution advantage that made RadioShack dominant becomes less relevant. Computer stores multiply. Mail order grows. The strip mall no longer controls access to computing. The revolution has moved beyond the channels that birthed it. This is not a story of failure. It is a story of a specific historical moment, 1977 to 1983, when computers moved from novelty to necessity, hobby to infrastructure, when the future was genuinely uncertain, when distribution and accessibility mattered more than technical superiority. RadioShack created expectations about technology access that shaped everything that followed. The idea that computers should be available where ordinary people shop, that technology should be approachable, not intimidating, that you should be able to walk into a store on Saturday and walk out with the future. The first generation of computer-literate small business owners emerged from strip malls, not Silicon Valley. Dentists who learned BASIC, hardware store owners who mastered inventory software, church secretaries who became database administrators, unexpected people in unglamorous places, inventing the future without permission. Technology revolutions don't always originate where we later remember them. The mythology simplifies. We remember Cupertino, not Topeka. We remember garages, not strip malls. We remember the visionaries, not the dentists. But the dentists were there first. The strip malls made it possible. The unglamorous infrastructure enabled everything that followed. 1977. August 3rd. A computer appears in 7,000 stores. No one knows what will happen. The future is genuinely uncertain. 3 computers launch, 1 has distribution. For 6 years, that matters more than anything else. Then it doesn't. The moment passes, but the moment was real. This is what we forget. The future was invented in ordinary places by unexpected people. The revolution happened where people bought batteries, where they got their CB radios, where they shopped on Saturday morning. The strip mall, it turns out, was exactly where the future belonged. For a while, for a moment, for long enough to change everything.